everyone, welcome to part 5 of the 3D printer assembly. This is going to be the longest chapter, the extruder, also called the E-axis. For that, to get started, we need the extruder idler, the Bondtech pulley, the one without the lock screw, there are two in the back, two small bearings for the pulley, two square and 3 nuts, and the pulley shaft. First of all, I'm gonna insert two square nuts into the idler. That's one, and that makes two. And then put both bearings inside the pulley. And then let's see, with the teeth to the right, and then push the shaft through. Okay. The bearing can rotate freely. Perfect. Next up, we need, nope, that's not the right one. Here we have it, extruder body. And then one 10mm M3 screw, and two M3 nuts. That's one. And that's two. Okay. Okay, before we continue with the assembly, insert nuts in the extruder body. Place them properly, you won't be able to reach them later. Good to know. One goes there. That one's in place, and then one on the other side, over here. Okay. They are in place. Next, open the filament sensor bag. Okay. Okay, like this, I think. Yep. Carefully insert in the slot, don't use force. It went in without any effort. Okay, pins must be facing up, yep. Then we're gonna take this M3 screw. Okay, perfect. For the next step, we need 30mm M3 screw. I believe this is the one. Let's see, 30. Yep. And then 2 translucent washers. I see one over there. That's one. And there's a second one. I don't want to empty the entire bag on my desk, because that's the perfect way to lose all sorts of parts. One moment, I'm gonna put my phone on silent mode. Okay, I'm back. Next. Turn the extruder body like in the picture. That's like this. Insert the M3 screw in the hole. It's this hole. Then place one of the washers on the screw, followed by the idler, like this, and then the second washer. Then for the next step we need the extruder stepper. By the way, the Dutch word for stepper motor is stappenmotor. And then we're also gonna need the pulley with the lock screws. Okay, one of the lock screws. Apparently not. I guess then this one is just a spare lock screw. Okay, better put it back in the bag and make sure I don't lose it. It goes with the spare parts. Okay, now turn the shaft with the flat side towards me. We again need 2 30mm M3 screws. Nope, that's 80mm. Yeah, that's 30mm. Okay, now flip this thing over. Like this. Insert the 2 screws. and then install the motor with the cable facing this way. And make sure the washer is still on there. That's it, yep. Next, open the idler. Okay, now I'm gonna need a piece of filament. I have a piece of steel wire here, maybe that will work as well. No, I'm gonna use a piece of filament. So that means I'll have to open my box of filament. Okay, and now we're going to use a filament to align both pulleys. That's it. For the next step, securing the idler. We will need 2 springs. That's 1 and that is 2, and then 2 40mm M3 screws. The longest one in the bag. Yep, that's 1. And that's 2, okay. The springs go on the screws. Then close the idler. Everything in place there. Next, mounting point for the extruder body. I'm gonna have to rotate the extruder like this, and then we need 2 square and 3 nuts. That's 1. And that's 2. They go in there. And next, preparing the extruder cover. Where's the extruder cover? Here it is. Then 1 more square M3 nut and 1 regular M3 nut. There's the regular one, and then here we have another square one, and then 2 25mm M3 screws. 25. Nope, that's an 18mm. I believe that's a 25mm one. Yep. 1. And 2. Next, insert both nuts in the printed part. That one goes there. Next, insert the hot end. Here we have the hot end. I believe I should cut this zip tie. Yep. Not gonna use that. Okay. Rotate extruder body like this, and then that should go on like this. Okay. One screw goes there. Next, prepare the cooling fans. That's one, that's two, also gonna need 6 18mm M3 screws. I believe these are the right ones. Yep. Okay, now make sure I use the correct side. The right side, one side has a sticker on it, the other one doesn't. Side with the sticker must face the hot end. Okay. Now I have to... Let's take a closer look. Put the extruder on its side and guide the motor wires through this slot here. Yep, right there. And then put the hot end fan on the extruder, like this, with the sticker facing the hot end and cable coming out at the top. Yep. Okay, that's in place. And yep, the fan can still rotate freely. Next step, the print fan. Put the extruder like this. Here we have the print fan. Again, with the sticker towards the extruder. Okay, both fans are in place. Next up, the pinda probe. For that we need the pinda probe itself, one 10mm M3 screw, the short ones, and one square and 3 nuts. Okay. Funny thing, PINDA stands for Prusa Induction Auto Leveling, but it also happens to be the Dutch word for peanut. So to me this always sounds like the peanut probe. Now I have to rotate the extruder like this, and then the front print fan, place it under the cable clip like this. Then push the probe through this hole carefully. Then create a loop in the cable like this and also put it under the clip. Then slide the M3 nut into this slot, push it in place. Won't go in, so there's probably something in the hole. Whoops, that's why it didn't work. I put it in wrong. Damn it. I shouldn't put it in that place. Okay, that explains a whole lot. Okay, and goes in without any effort over there. Now I don't have to fully tighten it yet because I will need to adjust the peanut probe later. Yep, right, I'm always gonna call it the peanut probe from now on. Next. Okay, time to start mounting the extruder to the printer. This should be a fun part. So I'm gonna move this to the side for a moment. And take the printer with me. Okay. Next. Okay, I should first lower the x-axis so I can reach the carriage. Okay, and then leave the extruder on the carriage like this. Shorter extrusions facing me, yep. Cables from the pin-up rope, that's this one. And the print fan, that's this one. And slide it between the lower rod and the belt, like this. Next, cables from the extruder motor. Yep, it's this one. And hot end fan. Also between the lower rod and the belt. This is the hot end fan. It's very important to place the cables as shown in the picture, so I'm gonna double check to make sure. Again, pin-up rope, front print fan. Yep, to the left of the carriage, extruder motor. And wait, yep, print fan and pin-up rope, peanut rope. To the left of the carriage, yep. Then print fan and extruder motor to the right, yep. And cables from the hot end below. Okay. For the next step, prepare one 40mm M3 screw. Should be the last one. Yep. One 30mm M3 screw. Yep. That would be this guy here. Yep. And one 18mm M3 screw. This guy. Yep. Okay, now place the extruder near the X carriage and check no wire is pinched. There's a slot in the carriage for the motor wires. Yep, that's right over there. First I'm gonna put these screws slightly in. The 40mm screw goes there. 30mm screw goes there. And the 18mm screw goes there. Now, Okay guys, we're back in business. Gonna tilt the camera up a bit. Okay, so you can follow. Now, this cable, first of all, the motor cable goes in here. Okay, that's in place. Now, the cable for the filament sensor. There are two connectors on this cable. So a 4-pin connector. That's the one that goes on the sensor, and then the 5-pin connector goes on the main board. The side with the safety pin, that's this side, must be on the left. Okay. Next, gently rotate it clockwise to create a small loop, like this. Okay. And then push it through the opening. Ah, okay, that's over there. Yep. For the next step, we need nylon filament. Let's see if we can find it. Nope, not in here. Yep, that's it. Now the manual says there should be two, but here it says starting mid-February there will be only one 50 centimeter filament, which is this one included. Now use the pliers to cut one end to create a tip. And then use the pliers to insert the filament in the slot. Which one? That one over here. Okay, that's in. Then the next step, the X carriage back. For that we need this part, that's the carriage back itself. Here we have the cable holder. Lovely. One and three nuts. Here we go. Okay. Then 10mm M3 screw and a 40mm M3 screw. I think that would be the last one. Then first of all, insert M3 screw in here and tighten it completely. And put it back in the bag. And then put the 40mm screw through the cable holder, like this. Yep. Next, place the X carriage back like this. And screw on the cable holder. Through the X carriage back. Start with the extruder motor. That's this cable. And the hot end fan. That's this one. Cables from the hot end and filament sensor are not going to the bag, okay? Next, this one. That's the print fan cable. And then finally the pinda probe cable, or the peanut probe. Like this, yep. The hot end cable and the sensor, filament sensor cable should not go through the cable holder. Okay. And next, the nylon filament, which came out. Okay, push it back in. Okay, that's better. just push it in a bit further to make sure. Okay. And now slide the cable holder or the carriage bag towards the extruder. The sensor cable should go through there. Yep, that cable should go in this slot. Let's see, okay, that's much better, yep. Okay. Next we need 5 10mm M3 screws, one, two, three, 4, and that's 5. And then start mounting the X-carriage bag. There we have it, it's in place. Now I have to guide this cable here, the sensor cable, through this slot. So it ends up here. Okay. Next we need a spiral wrap. The longest one. Okay, now we're gonna take this entire cable bundle and wrap this a few turns. One, two, three, and up, four, and then push it onto the cable holder like this. Yep. And it should go slightly inside the carriage bag here. Okay. Now we need 3 zip ties. Slide them through the lower slots on the cable holder. And then tighten the zip ties. The zip ties for the cables should all be positioned in a specific way, because otherwise you can run into trouble with the extruder bumping into stuff. So for the first zip tie, the one closest to the extruder, this little end of the zip tie should be on the side. The second and third, the head should be on the top and slightly to the left, like this. Now I have to trim them as close to the printed part as possible, and for that I'm gonna go a bit MacGyver. Okay, that's it. Then next, we need 2 more zip ties. Guide them through the upper slots, like this. Using these zip ties, I'm gonna secure the hot end cable to the cable holder. and then cut them. MacGyver style. Nope, MacGyver style doesn't work. Just gonna can reach them better with this. The upper zip ties, I couldn't reach them properly with these pliers. Okay, and then we're gonna make one more turn with a spiral wrap, and this time includes the hot end cable, and then we can wrap the entire cable bundle. And there we have it, one neatly wrapped cable bundle. Then, I think we're almost finished. The filament sensor cover. This is the filament sensor cover. The idler plug, whatever that may be. Two 10mm M3 screws. And a short piece of ETFE tubing. Okay, flip the printer over again. Now insert this tubing in here. In the largest opening. And then filament sensor cover. Now we're at step 46, mounting the fan nozzle. The final part in the back, so I think we're almost finished. At least with this part. Gonna need one more M3 screw, 10mm screw. That's it. Yay! Extruder is finished. Hardest part of the assembly. I think I deserved a few gummy bears. Okay, that's it. We're almost there. So, see you in chapter 6.